So I had a nice relaxing video last time and I did images of Anki. So I thought, oh, why not just step on a landmine? And so this time we're going to do the Ubaid Lizard statues. Let's get one thing straight right off the bat. No, the people of the ancient Ubaid culture were not lizard people. If you are expecting a video that's going to show that ancient lizard people ruled the earth or whatever, go elsewhere. I'm sure you'll find whatever it is that you want to find. Now, that said, what the heck are these statues? Let's look at a few. So we've got a humanoid figure. The head is elongated. They generally have what looks to be slitted eyes, and I emphasize looks to be, wide shoulders, and a thin figure otherwise. And we have a lot of these statues. They tend not to be in too great of detail, presumably because the art style did not require them to have too great of a detail. So here are a few individuals, and then here is a collection of a bunch together. So what exactly are we looking at? Well, let's take a close look at those eyes. Now, in a lot of ancient Near Eastern cultures, there were cowrie shells placed on the eyes of the dead. And here are some images of cowrie shells. So that suggests that the images we're looking at might be images of the dead. So this could be ancestor veneration statues. In other words, we are looking at statues that were representative of the dead that you can then give offerings to in lieu of giving offerings directly into the grave. All right, so that's one mystery solved. What about the skulls themselves? Well, here are some skull deformation images that these are not from Ubaid, by the way. These are a completely different group of people that did skull deformation. However, we do have skulls very near to Ubaid that were deformed, and we have a number of papers on the subject of skull deformation as cranial deformation and trepanation in the Middle East. That one comes from 1988. Far more recently, in 2010, K.O. Lawrence wrote head shaping in Beyond the Ubaid. Now, why would you have head shaping? And how would they do it? Well, you could place a stone or a board or wrap some cords, and you can shape the skull as it grows. You have to start with a very, very young child, but eventually you can shape the skull. And you do this in order to recognize one people from a different people. Because if you look at a person and their skull is deformed, and everyone else in the culture is deformed in the same way, then you can recognize that that is a aspect of one individual culture. Now, obviously, this did not last into the historical period. These Ubaid sculptures and the shaped skulls, they're all prehistoric. Now, when I say prehistoric, I mean before writing. I don't mean like that they happened in dinosaur times. That's completely not what I'm talking about here. All right. Now, what exactly got people thinking about reptiles and lizard people and crazy stuff like that? So we've got a lot of history regarding the reptile craze. And strangely enough, it all goes back to Conan the Barbarian. I didn't think I'd be going there, but I am. Anyway, so the author of Conan the Barbarian had a reoccurring villain, which were shape-shifting snake people who were in control of the various kingdoms. And this kind of sparked the imagination of the people of the day. And so when you had a lot of conspiracy theories back in the day, you'd start out having snake people that would infiltrate and end up controlling the government. So it's just an aspect of the cultural paranoia of the last century. You see cultural paranoia crop up from time to time in all sorts of places. You get it from the UFO craze when people were seeing alien versions of sinister Soviet what have you. The problem is it's not really good to imagine modern things into the archaeological record. There's no evidence of snake people or of ancient aliens or what have you. There's just a bunch of people really, really, really seeing what they want to see. And that's what I want you to get out of this and what I want you to get out of looking at these statues. All right, another nice and short one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.